Cause I'm back, y'all, and I'm ready to go. Nobody likes it, it's to the name of the show. Yeah. The podcast that is writing history now. On the top of the charts and everyone talks about. Right. I know that the players might not be the same, but sarcastic humor is still the name of the game. You know who they are and who I'm talking about. You know what I mean, so you better shout out. Now nobody likes onions up in your hizzy. Nobody likes onions, learn it to like. It ain't easy. Nobody likes onions, still in your motherfucking hizzy. Nobody likes onions, just by the name the girls get busy. They started at 2 and now they're more than 5. They got bigger and better coming at you live, bashing everybody just to get in the mood. Still talking about TV and food, and if a good old name calling is what you need, tune in for the bad podcast of the week. At Nobody Likes Onions up in your hizzy. Nobody likes onions, learn it to like. It ain't easy. Nobody likes onions, still in your motherfucking hizzy. Nobody likes onions, just by the name the girls get busy. You heard it. Come on. Just by the name the girls get busy. This ain't entirely true though. Live it at Patrick.
All right, hi, welcome everybody. You know, I don't want this to be a big thing. I want to start this out tonight on a good note and let the people know. I know there's some new people who will hear this, whether it's live or later on down the road. And look, I'm fine with that. Notice the hat. These will be on sale by the time this show airs on our podcast feed. So give it a couple days. The Onion Air hat. Join the 2 Comma Club, won't you? But I want to let you know this, just right up top, at the beginning of this, somebody in the chat saying y'all need Jesus in more ways than you know, sir. I'll let everybody know that. But welcome. It's a Monday night. We're so glad you could join us. There's so many ways you could come tonight, and I'm so glad you chose to do it in a chat room with a group of like-minded creeps. So welcome to the show, welcome to the hour. Pull up a snare. My name is Patrick. I'm the captain of this shit ship, and I want to tell people who may be new to the show in the past year or so that we used to be a real podcast. You know, we used to have real stuff going on. We used to have real topics. We'd talk about everything just like every other comedian podcast in the world does these days, you know, just hashtags and stories about dick G's. But lately, it's been 24/7 of Thai Rivera stuff. And believe me, I would love to move on from this. And I have a list, you know, I have rundown sheets for this show. I have a line of guests who want to come on this show. Chris Waldeck, bless his heart, you know, he thinks it's him. The reason I haven't invited him. The reason I haven't invited him yet, you know, is we can't get off this Thai Rivera stuff. We can't get off. I would love to move on. I built a beautiful new studio here to have people in and talk about things. I know women who want to come on this show. Can you believe it? I can't bring a woman into this toxic environment. I'll be responsible secondhand somehow. We're only on YouTube tonight. We dropped Twitch. We dropped feed face. What's it called? Look, I'm going to say this. I tried that StreamYard stuff. We may go back to ripping them off for the comment system. But that StreamYard is a downer for stream. It really fucked up my stream. Now, it could have been my internet, but I doubt it because I know a lot about internet and have some of the best guys working in my basement, pedaling bikes to make it all possible. This is the permanent bad podcast of the week. That hurts. Oh, Thai Rivera might be the permanent bad podcast of the week. People want to know what is on the Thai itinerary. Well, yes, we are going to be doing Thai stuff. So go head on over to nobodylikesonions.com/Thai bingo And we'd love for you to play along. It makes just the whole discussion of Thai more fun as we go. We're the only show that provides you a scorecard at home to follow along, like some weird golf caddy that's not getting paid and doesn't really need numbers knowledge. Now, if you're watching the show also, I'd like to remind everybody to please give it a like on the old YouTube. It helps out algorithms and stuff. If you're watching it later, leave a comment. Let me know at what timestamp you came during this video, because we'd love to have someone from our legal team contact you about never watching our videos again. But other than that, it's going to be a real weird one today, because there's some crazy shit that went down this past weekend. Now, for those who don't know, a lot of comics in town this past weekend went off to Carson City, Nevada for a contest. Our boy Kool-Aid, they airlifted him. Adam Jaminguez was there, and a bunch of other comedians that I don't care honestly, I don't know if I know any more of their names. I know their names. But that's not the point. The point is, this weekend it was real quiet around Vegas. Now, when I say quiet, it wasn't. There's plenty of shows. I actually had my first stand-up show back in 9 months, scheduled for Thursday night. It was this outdoor show. I guess I can tell now. It's called Don't Tell Comedy. And it was rained out. It was it's this like beautiful outdoor kind of, it's not an amphitheater really, but it's kind of built in into the landscape like an amphitheater downtown. And, and it was nice out. And then it just all of a sudden rain came out of nowhere. The whole show had to be canceled. Trix came out. He was very upset. This is my first time seeing Trix in like 7 years. And just as I suspected, I have an inkling about people, and he's a good guy. I can feel it in my bones. Look, does he like to come on feet? Who doesn't? I'd like to come. I'd like to coat the world with who wouldn't like to sprinkle their seed around? Patrick, you better back up. We don't have enough road to get to Gate 8. Now, this is CF, who's one of Thai Rivera's biggest fans, really in his corner on everything. And I don't know if we appreciate him making jokes in our chat room tonight. But regardless, we're going to allow it. And we're going to truck on here tonight. Now, I don't know how to even begin this shit. So Thursday night, my comeback show gets rained out, and I'm not stupid. I know these comics coming down here that I'm on this show. They're coming down. I know the reason. I sit behind this microphone night after night telling all the comics what's what. They're coming out to see me at a show to go, let's see how this fat fuck does. I get it. So come on out next time, idiots. I'd love to see it. Oh, Chris Cope was in that contest. He's a good dude. And there were several other great comics in there. I don't know most of them. But anyway, Trix was headlining a show called The Dirty at 12:30 on Friday night. I said, I'll come down, not far. I'll come down to The Dirty at 12:30 at South Point Casino on Friday night. Maybe I'll go up there. Every time I'm there and want a spot, Gabe seems to give me a spot. I'll come down on Trix's show, go up, and that'll be fun. That can I can shake the gravy out of my pants, as it were. And I end up falling asleep on my sofa and not making it up to that show. I wake up as usual around 5 a.m. to yell at the paper boy for being late. Just kidding. That was my grandfather. And I have so many messages about the night before. Now, I've yet to run into Thai in public. I'm going out more and more and shall be going out more and more, although this mask mandate might change that. I'm seeing it already happening. Broadway shows are requiring audiences to have masks. Certain comedy shows are like you have to have your mask card, your vaccine card. Sorry, not mask, vaccine cards to get into the audience. I'm not interested in strapping on those SS boots just yet. I think that stuff's crazy. And by the way, for anybody watching, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I have my 2 shots of the Pfizer stuff. That doesn't mean I like drug companies. It doesn't mean I trust the government. I watched last week as Biden in a town hall meeting on CNN told everybody that if you have the vaccine, you can't get COVID. I watched him say that, our president. Okay? And then Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, told everybody that both vaccines were approved by the FDA, which is not the case at all. It's just weird because these are also the people who are telling everybody that once you're banned on one social media platform, you should be banned from them all. We want to control misinformation. And it's like, okay. Now, I don't care. I do think Biden has dementia. I think he's out of his fucking mind. All you have to do is watch him talk. Get any answer where he has to formulate a really thoughtful response. I swear to God. And if you don't see it, you need to really get your head out of your ass. Because somebody compiled that. I'm sure if you go on YouTube, there are clips. Compilations. That dude is out of his mind, man. He's stumbling and mumbling. Look, he's not all the way gone, but he's pretty gone. But either way, I'm not, I watched our poor buddy Jake Lloyd make a post the other day where he said, I'm doing headshots for vaccinated people only. I love all these comedy shows that are like, we're letting in vaccinated people. It's so weird. It's just weird. And look, I know the vaccine's most likely fine and safe, but there are doctors now going like, well, actually vaccinated people might be spreading it without knowing it. And they could be the ones causing all the unvaccinated people to get sick, in which case I'm becoming like some sort of weird super spreading monster. That feels like shit, like I've been tricked. Tricks are for kids. So look, I don't know what's going on with that shit. I'm supposed to go to New York. I got a bunch of shows lined up in New York City next month. Was looking forward to that, but everyone's masking up again, and I'm talking to people and they're all saying the lockdowns are coming. Some New York Times reporter said that a White House staffer leaked that they're preparing a really somber speech for Joe Biden to deliver later this week regarding national lockdowns, perhaps national mandated lockdowns. So that'll be really fun stuff. Yeah, somebody in the chat says could be. Yeah, I said could be spreaders, We don't know. My point is nobody knows what's going on. At the very least, the goddamn government. This whole don't wear masks. Actually, you do need masks. Well, you need a double mask. Actually, just out of nowhere, vaccinated people all of a sudden don't need the mask. Actually, vaccinated people do need the mask. You know what I don't like? I'll tell you what. And by the way, again, I'm not some crazy, wacky, nutty conspiracy theorist. They're pushing it too hard. And as a person who just has, a bit of healthy skepticism, I got to wonder what's going on. I got my vaccine in March, April. Okay. It's fucking August, bro. And every YouTube video I watch is like, get vaccinated. And it makes me watch all 15 seconds of it, of Vikram Pratesh or whatever his name is, our Surgeon General, where he's just like, it looks like he's wearing his dad's jacket. What's his name? Something Patel, I'm sure. And I'm not trying to be racist. These are the odds. I did smoke quite a few bongs right before we began today. And if you're wondering why doesn't he get into it? Fuck you. It's my do you ever when you get to work, do you hit the ground running? CF says it's a free vaccine. Get it or get COVID. Your choice has nothing to do with me. Well, I think almost everything in that sentence is wrong, from it being free to everything else. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone's choices do affect. Like, I'm not retarded. These viruses, especially apparently this Delta variant, spread very easily. What everybody does affect everybody else. Like, don't be stupid. Of course it does. Like, that's just how airflow works. So, like, whatever. And I'm not, like, against masks or any of that shit. Look, I'm going to go out less because of masks. It's fucking retarded. I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid that you can still go to a concert and be elbow to elbow with a stranger and bump into each other and touch for 3.5 to 7 hours as long as you're wearing a mask. And by the way, you don't have to be vaccinated, at least here. But guess what? It's different everywhere. So it just, like, none of it makes sense. Like, I get it. Look, I think vaccines are probably the probably good. That's why I got one. By the way, I'm vaccinated. I don't have some crazy conspiracy theory where I think it's a microchip or anything. I'm not retarded. But I'm telling you, how hard they're pushing it makes me really suspicious. You know what they call hating people of different cultures? What, xenophobic? I don't leave my mom's basement, so I'm getting neither. I mean, that's probably fine. Like, honestly, if you could just isolate and not get the vaccine, I think that's probably the best. This thing will, like, hopefully run its course, but maybe not. Maybe it just keeps on mutating. In which case, you know, whatever. Not everyone's going to live. That's the problem. The problem we also do, we really do this thing as humans. Like, we think, like, no one should ever die for anything. And it's like, what? And also, we don't pay attention to any data or statistics. We're actually not. We're interested in muting that, you know, muting that stuff out. Because, like, you know, everyone's gonna die, so we might as well get it over. Not getting the vaccine also allows new variants to develop. Yeah, 100%. Look, but, you know, I totally 100% understand somebody not wanting to get the vaccine. And I think when people start ranting about you should be made to get the vaccine, you're a goose-stepping maniac, and you should get the hell out of here. I ain't got time for that. I got it for free the first week it was out. Just because you got it free doesn't mean it's free. Do you understand? Like, someone's paying for it. I did my part for a year. Making vax people wear a mask is dumb. We don't know. They're really saying that could be the biggest spreader is vaccinated people. So my point is they don't fucking know anything. So, like, when you tell me, like, Lollapalooza's fine if everyone's masked, it's like, okay, first of all, everyone won't be masked. And second of all, you know, no, it's not. Everyone's touching. People are sitting on people's shoulders and mosh pits and shit. You know, like, what are you talking about? Did you see the photos from that? It looked like a sea of blonde hair. You kooky kids. Just Indian headdresses and a bunch of sparkle paint on cheeks. Really good times. Head on down to Lola Palooza. Head on over to nobodylikesonias.com/overdose. Join the overdose. Nobodylikesonias.com/overdose. Freedom. Check out code freedom is still good over there for 20% off the overdose. And once you do that, you'll save 15% at our store. The summer colorways of our hats still available. And also, like I said, the new Onion Air hat will be available when this show drops on the feed, okay? And again, Overdose members save 15% off. Don't forget to get your Thai bingo cards, of course, as well. And also don't forget to like the show. Get your vaccine, don't get your vaccine. Here's what I do know. Stop screaming about it. It's August. I'm telling you now. And by the way, I realize people in Australia just started getting their vaccines. I'm seeing every fucking Australian idiot I know post their dumb thing. It's like, you idiots. But also, aren't they going door to door in Australia like the army, like making sure everybody's in the right homes? It's really turning into the NWO, guys. It's fucking nuts, man. I swear to God, I'm really not interested in carrying around that vaccine card and like showing my fucking shit everywhere. I'm not interested in that. It's a bridge too far for me. I really think that's insane. First of all, there's a lot of people for a lot of reasons shouldn't get the vaccine. And second of all, you requiring people to do that to function in society is craziness. And look, private businesses are one thing. But I think it toes a really weird fucking line. And by the way, I don't have an answer for it. But you also won't see me like yelling at one side or the other. I find that to be mania. And I find people making statements like, look, get the vaccine or get COVID. Like, you don't know shit. So whatever. And again, you're talking to a vaccinated guy, so get off my porch. We got Thai Rivera stuff. I wake up in the morning Saturday and I find out Thai Rivera got into an altercation at the LA Comedy Club, which is a comedy club in the mall at the Stratosphere Hotel and Chop Shop. North end of the strip, top end of the last hotel on the strip before you get to Rick's Pawns and Guns Center, and then like a bunch of no-tell motels where hookers spread their wares. And then you know, it turns into North Vegas, which is just every man get a gun for yourself. So that's fine. Apparently Thai Rivera pops up there. Now, look, I have to be honest with you. I feel a little bit responsible for this occurring. I said exactly this would happen. I said, look, because Ty's running around. I'm telling everybody. Garrett Hall's in the chat. This is not great. Why does he keep going to LA Comedy Club? He knows he's not welcome there. He's literally inviting confrontation. Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. This is literally what happened. He had his last fucking thing there with Jill Kimmel and Matt Markman and Gooch and all those fucking people last time was really kind of the last straw. He went up there a couple more times after that, and every time was met with looks and hatred and left pretty quickly, okay? He got invited to do a guest set a few weeks back, if not a few months back at this point, for Paul O'Grada. It's a type of cheese. I don't know. And the problem is Paul probably has no clue what's going on. You know, most comics don't know. They don't know what's going on in the comedy community here. Who gives a shit? And so so Paul's up there, and I'm sure Ty mooched his way and was just like, hey, I'm one of the best
in the world,
and I'd love to come up there and do a guest set. And then he was like, I don't know, do you have any references? He's like, ask my good buddy Adam Dominguez. And Adam Dominguez was like, fuck, I blew that cue.
Ty's cool.
Ty's cool. No. So Ty goes up, does a guest set for Paul O'Torta. It's a sandwich. And he leaves, but he doesn't know that, Matt Chavez and these guys running the LA Comedy Club didn't fucking okay that or know about it. And also, I like Matt Chavez, but he's not super confrontational. He just ignores you when he doesn't want to book you. Trust me. And he just kind of we'll see. You know what I mean? He doesn't really go, hey bitch, we're not booking you for these reasons. He just doesn't. He's a pretty laid back dude. And that's not to diss Matt in any way. It is what it is. But I've just never seen him be really confrontational with anybody like that. So I come on the show and Ty recently is like, see, I'm not banned. I'm not banned from LA Comedy Club. I just did a set for Paulo Argorsha. It's a type of car. And he's like, actually, that was a while ago. And I go, see, now he's going to head up to Butch Bradley, who's his only other friend up there at LA Comedy Club. I'm telling you right now. And he goes up there at 10 p.m. to do a guest set for Butch Bradley. Now, why is he doing a guest set for Butch Bradley? I don't know. They're all involved in some weird salsa ring. It's very, very weird and queer. And by queer, I mean odd. So get your mind out of the putter. It's a golf joke. I explain everything I do. Patrick pretends he doesn't know how to pronounce people's names. This guy's starting to get our bits. Get him a hat. So I predicted it. I said he's going to try to go up there and jump onto Butch's show. And what do you know? Within a week, this little monkey jumps. And you find him up there trying to get on Butch's show. And by the way, you want another prediction? I have a little bit of inside information. Secrets. I said nobody's interested in this guy anymore. He touts Gabriel Iglesias and all these big gets. He do you understand? Greg Giraldo, I toured with. Patrice O'Neal, I toured with. Darren Carter, I've toured with. Who cares? I've opened for everybody in the goddamn world. From fucking Charlie Murphy. Why are they all dead? To Pauly Shore, to fucking Russell. No, what's his name? Russell Peterson. He's a Russian guy. The point is, what do you mean Butch is out? The thing is, if you're using as a credit who you open for, it's insane and you have nothing. So look, if you're using who you've opened for as a credit, then you should probably not have a bio yet. The party started. Yeah, that was my funny one. By the way, if you're looking for a great YouTube channel, head on over and check out Darren Carter on YouTube. He just started doing videos. He's really amping it up. His son just got 20,000 views on a short. Darren Carter, really old friend of the show, back to 2005. Really, really great man. Do we have a Darren Carter drop for the kids? Could we get a Darren Carter plug?
Hey, it's comedian Darren Carter, the party starter, and you are listening to Nobody Likes Onions.
Right. Okay. We could use all these. We could do all these and brag.
Hey, this is Bill Burr, and you're listening to Nobody Likes Onions with your host, that fat tub of shit, Patrick.
Okay? Bill Burr called me a fat tub of shit. You think I don't like that? You think that's not mean?
Hi, this is Tom Segura, and you're listening to Nobody Likes Onions. Patrick, fatter than you.
Okay, these all seem to be fat jokes now.
Hi, this is Jim Norton. You're listening to Nobody Likes Onions. Lucky you.
Okay? You don't see me going around going, hey, did you guys know? Now, you might say, Patrick, you're playing him now. Isn't this bragging? Okay. I can't win. My point is that shouldn't be like all you've done is hang out with people more famous than you. That's not a credit. Okay? Now, all Ty has left is people less famous than him. Everybody more famous than him, he is pissed off. Gabriel Iglesias. Who are some of the other big names he touts touring with? He had Tim Dillon. You tell me how this works. Tim Dillon gets hired by Ty. Ty throws money at another gay man. Not the first time. And hires Tim Dillon to come here. While he's here, he makes Tim Dillon put him on his podcast. We're both gay. We should do a cast. Tim Dillon does it. Tim Dillon doesn't talk to Ty anymore. I said this on a past show. Now watch. Because I said that. And by the way, even though I say this, what he will do, he'll still do it. Joe Coy. You think Joe Coy's returning Thai Rivera's calls? No. You think Gabriel Iglesias is returning Thai Rivera's calls? No. They block mental patient people. So I said Tim Dillon is still the only, star reachable in a craft with this much gas left in it. Thai Rivera. The only star he has left to reach out to is Tim Dillon. Now, Tim Dillon's blowing up very quickly, so who knows how long that opportunity will last. And I said, watch it, mark my words. He will be trying to do something with Tim Dillon soon to prove, for no other reason than to prove the relationship is still active. Well, I have it on good authority now that within a couple of weeks, Thai Rivera is traveling to Austin, Texas to try to do a show with Tim Dillon. Here's how you know when you aren't friends with a guy. When you have to go to his house in another state and surprise him uninvited. Ty burned those bridges low-key a long time ago. No shit. Every bridge is burned. He talks about having a deal at the Comedy Store, like a development deal. He didn't. Lies. He was chased out of LA. He wasn't allowed there anymore. And guess what, everybody? It's happened again. Don't call us. We'll call you. That was what Ty was told as he was put into his little clown car and escorted off of the Strat property early Saturday morning. Now, from what I can construct happened, Ty shows up to do a guest set on Butch Bradley's show to prove he's not banned from LA Comedy Club. Now, he knows there's no one else there he gets along with, but he's still got something to prove, and he's probably out of salsa. So he heads up to the Strat, hoping Butch has a few jars left. And do you guys guys know how crazy this is? That one man sells salsa at his shows and the other man thinks it's his podcast sponsor? This is mania on a level. I'm telling you, people are around the world. Around the world. You know Moody in our chat room? He's in New Zealand. He has an analytical mind, the likes of which you'd never believe. He's breaking you down where the sun is up right now. Do you understand that? Do you know what a lolcow you have to be to get a group of people? Okay, so look, it is what it is. I look forward to it though, and listen to me calling it right now. I have it. I have a tip that Ty is trying. By the way, I hear from everybody. I get emails from everybody. Producers of comedy shows are turning their backs on Ty, left and right. Okay? Some of the few shows Ty had left to do. Chonkless, all the Jack Slammy shows. He's panicking now. He wants to make up with Jack Slammy. He's panicking about that shit. Oh my God. Imagine panicking and being like, I got to get back in the good graces of the guy who runs the Mexican restaurant inside a casino that used to be a whorehouse, but is now a soup kitchen for degens. Imagine that. Imagine being like, what if I'm not allowed to perform in that Mexican restaurant anymore? Ah! I never again drop a punchline at the same time someone hits blend on a margarita machine. Imagine being that desperate for everybody to hear. You think I post this anywhere but on Nobody Likes Onions pages? No. I don't want anybody to know about this show except people who want to come find it. If you're broken enough to be into this shit, welcome. Otherwise, I don't share this. I don't even share it on my personal page. I'd find that disgusting and off-brand. I also think people who post on Facebook are mentally ill. God, I want to call out some of the people in this community. But you know why I don't care. Doesn't cross my streams. I don't give a shit. But I'm watching. I'm letting you all know that I'm watching your posts, and I'm making a list in my head of who's insane. Patrick, you seem pretty insane. Nailed it. Now you're fucking getting it.
We got one!
So Ty goes up to do his guest set on the Butch Bradley program, and he gets there around 9:30 p.m. Butch Bradley show starts around 10. Butch isn't there yet. He's kind of a roll-in last-minute kind of guy. After all, he's the headliner. He doesn't need to be there when the show kicks off. Let the everyday plebes handle that kind of garbage. He's got salsa jars to carry. Now, Ty rolls up there, and apparently Gooch gets aggressive with him. Actually, would you like? Should we read the receipt that Ty has provided for this incident? The story, the lore that Ty has told? Shall we have a look? Dear God. Okay. And I'm warning you, this is a very, very long thing. I think it's 8 pages, front and back. Honestly, it's pretty long. I haven't seen anything this long since Circuit City receipts. Back in the day. So that's a real burn if you don't remember. Okay, let's read it. It's going to take a while. I apologize, but this is the kind of time and energy Ty likes to spend. This is what he's into. Don't blame me. In a way. We go. And whenever it's Echo, it's Ty. Just saying. Tonight I got assaulted at the LA Comedy Club inside the Strat Las Vegas. He tags everything. I'm going to be very open about it because I think it's important to not only because of the discriminatory treatment, but also for my personal. That's driving me crazy. Sorry. For my future personal safety, I went to the LA Comedy Club because a comic that headlines there, he won't name Butch, had told me I was welcome to come out for a guest at any time I wanted. I got in at 9:30, not expecting anybody to really be there as it was between shows. I see a comic friend of mine named Mike that's also an employee of the club and another comic I'm friends with. He's not friends with anybody. Sitting at a high top table. I made a stupid WWE reference on my podcast that came out today, and Mike had texted me about it, and I hadn't responded because I fell asleep. So I walked over to hug him and say hello. Stop hugging people. That's not good. Where do we get into this? You should really keep. Gooch apparently says you should keep your mask on. You look better like that. But he says it with a smile. Then he says, don't you know how ugly you are? Again, I shrug it off because I'm not smiling. I can't read this all. I just realized it'd be insane if I read it all. Because he doesn't know how to tell a story, So then he said some other stuff along the same line, start getting more aggressive, legit not believing this is happening. I ask, are you serious? He starts literally screaming in my face, literally. Spit flying from his mouth onto my face, screaming. 2 other comics get out of the area. He's literally standing in my face, screaming. Say it more. It sounds more believable if you click your heels together and say it 3 times. While I'm sitting in the stool in disbelief. Did anybody see this? I've talked to Gooch a bit, but did anybody see this go down that would be willing to let us know? Because Ty's version is horseshit. I'm calling this all lies. I haven't heard him or anyone had any interactions with him. Then no contact at all that whole time. Then second going through my head was not responding by yelling back because I behaved in an unprofessional manner with another comic there 4 months ago, which it's all tied to the same story. And I promised myself that I wouldn't behave that unprofessionally again. If you listen to my podcast, I've said more than a few times that I don't like my unprofessional behavior on that particular night. And I vowed to do better. This is when he threatened Jill Kimmel and Matt Markman. He's a lunatic. Apparently he has several restraining orders from exes. This is what I've been told by people. He's flipped tables and broken doors down. Thai Rivera. I'm telling you, if you come near me, you little treasure troll, I will drop you. That's insane. My out of shape ass will fucking floor you. You monkey. Don't come near me. You're a crazy, crazy man. Don't come hug anybody near me. Don't make any sudden movements. This is wackadoo shit. I also had in my mind if this gets physical, no matter how much he's being aggressive and lunging, outright telling me he should fuck me up, which he was doing all the time as well. I cannot engage because the LA Comedy Club and police security will not believe I was actually the victim, not the aggressor. And yes, this many things were going through my head at the same time. Like, we can't believe anybody could process that. Well, who is this superhuman? Not to get on a race tangent, but a person of color with as many tattoos as I have and face tattoos. I know how police face tattoos. Imagine that. Right. I mean, you should have thought about that when you got face tattoos to signal the Illuminati. Remember this. An ex told me this. He got face tattoos to signal to the Illuminati that he was available and willing to serve any cause for fame. This is real. This is happening. This is insanity. I correct him a few times when he lies. He's screaming at me, not at all to be antagonistic. The stuff he was screaming didn't have anything to do with me. It was about people that weren't even there and wrong information at that. And at this part, I'll mention the LA Comedy Club staff, who are also in the room, are doing nothing to stop this, even if they can't help but hear or see it. Imagine that. Everyone there is just going, I don't care. I don't care. Like, how is that not a clue to you that no one wants you there? I don't understand. The staff was ignoring this guy screaming at me, and all the other comics just watched while they ate popcorn and drank alcohol, giggling in a corner. Yeah, everyone doesn't like you. I'm like, I have nothing to gain or lose. I'm reading the situation. I found you a year ago. You're a complete nut. I've been doing nothing but watching you unravel your life for the past year and reporting it online on my YouTube channel. You're an insane man. I don't get why nobody would help me. Well, keep watching. So after that, at least a few minutes of this, I can't remember who, but it was an employee that comes over to grab him. They're grabbing me and he starts up even more. And a few more of them come over. Somewhere in all of this, that I was assaulted and my hand got scratched, parentheses, a little bit of blood.
Oh no.
Imagine, first of all, I think this was like a shove. And he's going to call it assaulted this whole time. My hand got a little bit of blood. I want you to close your eyes. Do it with me. Close your eyes and imagine what kind of altercation it could have been for Ty to get his hand kitty cat scratched and then call it an assault. Now, I understand by legal definition, it may be assault, it may be battery, I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, if I got scratches across my face from another man, I wouldn't want anyone to hear about this. I'd be like, we're going to get the Men in Black stick in here and wave it at everybody before anybody leaves. I sure wouldn't be going like, my hand got scratched. Kitty cat drew blood. Like, fuck, dude. Like, what? Your hand got scratched? Parentheses, little bit of, like, okay. Little bit of blood. Fuck. Cringe, bro. At that point, calmly say, that was an assault and I'm calling the police. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a fan of calling the police, but at that point, what should I do? To engage physically would open me up to legal ramifications as well, as no longer being welcomed by the club, which is one that until 4 months ago, I had a very good, over 10-year relationship with. We got him. It's where we had the Laughed Out Queer Comedy Festival. So, wow. So I have a longer relationship with LA Comedy Club than Ty? Is that true? That's crazy if that's real. My first time there was 2008, I believe. So that's nuts. It's where we had the Laughed Out Queer Comedy Festival, a festival so successful it was never had and will never be had again. Big failure. Ty didn't do any of the work. Go with that first instinct. You know, sometimes your gut really knows what's up. Then he rolls up the bandana he was using as a mask and starts flicking it at my face. Wow. That's funny. If that's real, now I don't know if I believe it. Something's wrong. I don't know if I believe it, but I will say this. If he took off a bandana, rolled it up, high school style, and started flicking that at his face, that is fucking crazy. You know? That is fucking banana nut bread shit. But it's what I heard. By the way, I found out where a lot of this anger is coming from. And you can't tell anyone I told you this. Ty was the original Chihuahua on the Taco Bell commercials. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Remember those? In the early O's? He was the first Chihuahua. He started getting too old and he got really panicked about getting fired. That's when he started doing so much work to his face and his body the plastic surgery, all the lipo, all the nips, all the tucks, you know, shoving big old meatballs into his cheeks and cake batter into his penis. Shout outs to Tim Robinson. Look, and then they fired him and hired Jerry to do it. The new Chihuahua. Ty snuck in, kidnapped Jerry, gave him to Bobby and Crystal so that he'd keep his job as the Taco Bell Chihuahua. He started doing all this new stuff, you know. I want the taquito, you know, like pitching him new shit. And they still fired him. And when he got fired, and they canceled the whole Chihuahua campaign altogether because they were so disgusted by how Ty looked by the end of it. Go back and watch the ads. Go back and find the first ever Chihuahua commercial on Taco Bell and look how sprightly Ty was then. Different color, you know, hair and everything. And then go watch some of the later 2004 Yo Quiero Taco Bells, particularly the last Super Bowl one I found very, very depressing and vomit-inducing. So, you know, this is true. And then when he got fired from that, what he did, he actually went out and got Bijou because he felt so guilty about giving away Jerry. He thought, you know, what the fuck? I'll just get a new dog, even though he had no time or love or emotion in his heart. You ever seen Dexter? That's Ty. He uses people, no conscience. Really, really dangerous stuff, you know? And to this day, he just keeps injecting fillers and garbage into his face and cheeks and buttocks and ass tits. Head, shoulders, knees and holes, all of it. I mean, this dude is just shoving shit in. Who's texting the bejesus fuck out of me? I'm getting several massages right now. Let's see. This might be important. Okay. I don't know what any of this means. Hey, don't email me cryptic stuff, okay? Oh, Hollingsworth texted me too. What did he text? But that other guy, you know, until you're until you're a dad. So is the stream down? Is that what's happened? Are we being attacked? Since you got Brad, you don't need Bijou teeth anymore, right? That's nothing has ever been less true. And I want to clear, and thank you for bringing that up, actually. I want to, what just fucking happened? I need to know what's occurring. What is that? I don't know what app's doing that. Weird. I want to make it very clear right now. We are one of the great, we're one of the only podcasts offering top dollar for Bijou teeth. Okay? Other podcasts might offer you money for Bijou teeth, but believe me, they don't do quick payouts and they don't deposit direct to your bank account like we do. Okay? Nobody Likes Onions. We're the only podcast offering real, hard cash, dollars deposited in your account same day for Thai Rivera's dog, Bijou, actual teeth. We have a P.O. box. It's on our website, nobodylikesonions.com. Visit it. Go to contact. Look up our P.O. box. Go ahead. Mail me a package of Bijou teeth. Wrap them in bubble wrap. I'm tired of getting shards. You heard it here first. We pay top dollar for Bijou teeth. What do you got? Canines? No pun intended. Huh? You got canines? Send those in. I swear to God, we're one of the only ones. You got one of the long ones? Fuck. I swear to God, we'll pay you up to $65 per tooth. If you have any of the root or base still attached, hasn't crumbled off, I'll double it. Okay? These are prized pieces. We're making jewelry. I'm coming up with an Etsy shop. I have a designer working on a logo. What we're also doing is trying to extract the blood and send it off to one of those sheep cloning companies where we can make more bijoux. Imagine if you could order a bijou from the NLO store. I ran out of steam there. The point is, molars, 25, incisors, bicuspids, 50. But they got to be clean, and if they're not clean, they got to be bloody. And I need to see a picture and or video of you ripping him out of his mouth. No anesthetics. I want the dog to feel it. He needs to know he made a mistake going home with Ty. This is the only way he'll learn. Trust me, I've been dealing with a dog trainer. We're having some connection issues. People are saying it. It's not a secret, and it wouldn't be the first time. YouTube has really jammed it up our poop shoots. So I'm not really surprised at that. Concerned about it. We're recording this. We'll throw it up afterwards for everybody. But I apologize if there's any kind of weird stuff going on. Now, an assault, a bloody hand. We have the details. Actually, I think we have some footage, maybe, from the security cameras over at the LA Comedy Club. Yeah, this might be official. This was recorded.
Hey, keep the change, you filthy animal.
Now, look, I can't prove where I got that from, but I have it on good authority. That's what went down. Assaulted? My hand scratched, and then parentheses, had a little blood. I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be so embarrassed, man. Back to the soliloquy. At hand. Fuck. No pun intended. LA Comedy Club gave him no consequences. Like I said, he runs a show for them. So security says we have to go downstairs. I asked why. They say that's procedure. I comply. At this point, he's walking with security in front of me. I got security escorting me as well. He starts shouting on the escalator, "You're doing all this because I blocked you on Facebook." Which is true. He did block me on Facebook, but I definitely have no hard feelings about that. And nothing he said was yelling about my face upstairs. Then he tells security, this guy came barking at me as soon as he got in the club tonight. But I said, where were the witnesses? Because I said nothing to him. And when we walked to the club, all I said was joking when he originally even addressed me. It's so long. It's so long. But it ends with Ty claiming that Gooch beat him, assaulted him, because he's a person of color. I mean, have you ever seen a bigger bitch? Not since Pang Dang. What was that kid's name? Pang Wang? Pang Dang. See, I've already forgotten that fucking whiny tattletale's name. The dumb little virtue signaling bitch. Ty wants it both ways. He wants to be the guy who gets to be on the Republican side, you know, holding up a mirror to his own fucking people. He always calls out people of color when they're being whiny bitches and claiming racism. He's got a million videos about it. You know, he loves shock comedy, but look how quickly he ran off telling everybody that he ran off trying to tell YouTube that I want him to kill himself when he knows that was a fucking joke. By the way, I don't care. Do it. But that also goes for anyone else. If you want to kill yourself, kill yourself. The fuck do I have to do with it? And by the way, good, less traffic. On the whole, yeah, I'd probably be okay with it. I'd probably have less traffic on the way to get ice cream to celebrate your suicide. On a Sunday, the Lord's Day. Just head out on the roads. Loving every minute of it. He wants me to kill myself. Oh, God. Are you going to do it? Let us know in the comments. Oh, what a fucking pussy. Jesus Christ. As if you'd ever have the guts to brush your teeth with a gun. Do it. See, he really said to do it. He really, really said to do it. No one should kill themselves, okay? No one. I've been having a lot of problems in my eyes lately. Guys, it's fucking nuts. Now, I want to make this clear because this is important. Nobody should lay hands on anybody, okay? I think Gooch knows he fucked up. Nobody needs to go around telling Gooch he fucked up. Ty is pressing charges. Gooch's show went on as scheduled. Jocelyn Sharp hosted it. Ty went and said everybody that Gooch hosted it. He didn't. Ty just loves to just say shit. Reminds me of somebody I know. I heard Ty is hosting the next 420 awards for Derek Savage. As if. So, look. Gooch fucked up. There's no reason to hit anybody, shove anybody. I don't know if I got shoved by somebody, if I'd press charges on them, but I certainly don't blame Ty. I think Ty thinks it's funny and a great way to like get him back. But Ty's angry at the world. His world's crumbling. The Stratosphere security escorted him out to his car and said to him, "Don't come back to LA Comedy Club until they call you and ask you to come back." And I can tell you that hasn't happened in 4 fucking months. And it, for fuck's sakes, isn't happening now. This idiot went online and like tagged the 2 owners and the club over and over and over again. Like, I'm calling you guys out for ignoring what's going on in the club. And that's great. Let's get rid of whatever. But the real loser in this, I'm calling it right now and telling you, watch how this plays out. Thai Rivera. Chunkless. Gone. LA Comedy Club. Gone. After being asked to leave the property around 10 p.m., Ty thinks it's a great idea to motor over. He probably went home and did a whole bunch of substances. Motored over to South Point Hotel and Casino for another local show. Great show called The Dirty at 12:30. Packed show. Headlining it was Tricks. I was planning on going out to this. I fell asleep on my couch because I'm an old fat man. He goes up there to start shit with Tricks. He gets in so much fucking little. Look, he doesn't go up there and like aggressively start shit. You have to understand how Ty works. He can't have it traced back to everything. He's got to be able to do gay deniability where he goes after it, just like in this long diatribe here where he's just like, what? What did I do? What? What did I do? Me? What? But he goes around and he picks and nitpicks and says shit to people about stuff to start shit. And he went up there to fuck with Tricks, and he had to be asked to leave the second casino of the night by the promoters. From what I understand, Gabe and Tina came to him and said, "There's too many comics here coming to us saying, get Ty out of here. He's toxic. He's here to start shit. We're trying to have a good, positive night and a good time. It's midnight there, They're trying to have a good show. 500 audience members. This is a great show. Pauly Shore did it this weekend. We all know what a talent. So look, he goes up to this place, starts causing shit. Gabe and Tina ask him to leave. He refuses. Tries to recalibrate. Realizes what's happening. Probably, oh fuck, like really everything is crumbling. He then has to be asked by security to exit through a different exit. A secret back way. You know, platform 9 3/4, if you will. Because they're worried about his safety. So many people at South Point Casino hate your guts. Security asked you to leave a different way because they feared for your safety. I want you to really rack your tiny little squirrel brain. Why squirrel? Because I'm in the nuts. This post is a real manifesto. Good point. I'm just letting you know, man, like this kid is fucking gone. And I say kid ironically. We all know he's 96. Imagine being 50 and being like, one day, Dad. Oh, fuck. So Ty, I mean, what does he have left? He has this Ninth Island Kava Cafe open mic. Chonkless is gone. He's trying to rebuild that relationship. I don't know. Like, and by the way, who cares? I'll never have respect for that Chonkless show as long as Trace Mala is hosting it, talking mad shit to everybody. Hi, I'm Trace Mala, and I do one show a week at a Mexican cantina in between doing bus tours, okay? And I talk mad shit. By the way, no one's ever seen me do well, and there's no proof on the internet that I've ever done well. Catch me every Wednesday night at Chonkless. Okay, dog. We'll catch you. I'm a free breather. What else? Ryan Barassa's all on the train, helping Ty claim this was a hate crime. If you don't remember Ryan Barassa, he's a redheaded man who is a big liar about people in the comedy community. Pretty cringe, crazy lies where like there were a lot of people that saw what you're claiming happened. So that's interesting, of course. But here we have it. Dirty at 12:30, which just recognized him as one of their esteemed headliners with a photo on the wall recently, a couple months ago. Now have to ask him to leave the property. They feared for his safety. So many people told the promoters, we don't want you there. We don't want him there. Bad vibes, bad energy. He's starting shit. He's fucking with tricks. Your headliner. You don't need it. You can eliminate all these problems by kicking one guy off your property. You can eliminate all these problems by not booking one guy on your show. It's crazy. I went out to the show I was supposed to do Thursday night at Ferguson's Don't Tell Comedy. There were comics there that I didn't know, comics there that I did know, comics doing the show, comics not doing the show. Tyler Jolly was on the show. Everyone got along. Everyone had fun. No bad energy, no bad vibes. We talked about pellet grills, really good fun stuff. Just men, man, boy stuff. Fellas that just hanging out, rubbing dicks, crossing the streams, sheathing the swords, docking, all the stuff, whatever the kids are into, Velcro, drip drops. Oh man. So it is what it is. It's funny. Somebody in the chat mentioned it, but it's funny how many comics reached out to thank Gooch for his service, shoving Ty and offering help. I told him anything I can do to help, let me know. I find this egregious and preposterous. So I'll be helping him compile some stuff because Ty started purging a lot of his social media because he's got a little bit of responsibility here for antagonistic behavior. Now, look, again, there's no excuse for laying hands on somebody. But I think if we can show that Ty's behavior is not only illegal, which it is, he spreads insane lies that are so provably, like it's insane what he says about people and how he uses people with intent, so many times on this show, and we could really dive into it about how he, with intent, almost blackmails people, recording them in secret and stuff. Really, really crazy, bizarre behavior from a grown man. Guys being dudes, yeah. Just the men hanging out, being like locker room talk, like guy stuff. Nobody ever does that. But yeah, that's where we're at. Now, Ty did do a new podcast. We could have a look, see. I haven't listened to any of this yet. It's called Happy. This was released a couple days, or a day, sorry. Maybe the day before or the night of the podcast, or of the situation. And what's so funny is, so pretty much Ty is trespassed now from the Strat. He's been told, don't come back to the Strat unless they call you to come back here. They're like, we will formally trespass you next time. You're not welcome at Dirty at 12:30, it seems like. Because what do you think is going to happen next time? By the way, next time I might be there, and I'll make sure that all the comics let them know that we're not comfortable. We're not comfortable with a psycho running around recording everyone in secret. We're not comfortable. We're not comfortable. I would never come to a show and secretly record comics. That's insane behavior. Oh, didn't you do that to Ty? Oh, yeah. Not me. That was another comic. That was insane behavior. He sent it to me. He was like, want to play this on your show? I was like, fuck yes. Don't do it again. Yeah, you won't catch me doing it. I would, but you won't catch me. I do it real slick on the DL. Let's have a listen to Guy
Shout out to friend of the show, Dylan Collins. He just had a scooter accident. We're going to get unbothered.
Everything bothers him.
Who?
Unbothered. He calls it unbothered, but that's what's cute because everything bothers him. He's bothered. I'm a botherina.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Unbothered by Thai Rivera. That's right, it's Unbothered by Thai Rivera. I'm your host, Thai Rivera, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world. I just realized my camera is off center.
In the world.
It's just going to have to stay that way. Unbothered is the name of the show. And Bijou, my co-host, is currently not having a Woodley's alligator. She had one last night, and she went ahead and ate it. She's been... Every other one she'll eat. She'll stash one, she'll eat one. She'll stash one, she'll eat one. That's the way it works with my beige right now.
That's how I am with assholes.
That little dog. She's walking around on the floor in front of me right now. And
Ba-doom.
this little dog. More than she should. Carlos Homemade Salsa is really getting me through this week because I told you guys that I was going back to the boneless.
Imagine if Salsa got you through the week. The best part of waking up is salsa squirting out your butt.
To the boneless, skinless chicken. This is only, I had a quick reprieve, because the way that it went was I had boneless, skinless on Saturday.
By the way, the comments.
Saturday, I was really on my diet, and I've been really on it.
The comments for this video are so fucking funny. They're just like, who talks about shit like this? Nobody cares. And he just leaves them there. And then one of the comments is just salsa. It's just people trolling with me. He's like, my fans. Again, really struggling to hit 100 views here.
For the last week, like really doing like I'm supposed to. But Saturday was just one of those days where I feel like I hit everything the way that I was supposed to, like almost exactly. Because I'll tell you the truth about me. Sometimes I go.
The thing about me
is, it's just a mental game that I play with myself where I'll think that this is going to work faster if I just limit my calories even more than they're already restricted. And it's not a smart way to go at it. So I need to stop doing that. But yeah, I was really good Saturday, and I did everything the way that I was supposed to. And then Sunday, I was thinking about not having a cheat day, but I just really need that cheat day. I've done weeks where I've gone without it in the past. There was a point where I was doing intermittent fasting, and I decided I was just going to do 2 straight weeks of intermittent fasting. And some people do the window where they have like an 8-hour eating window. For me, I did it where I had a 1-hour eating window. And so I would eat all of my calories in an hour, which just meant I was chained to the kitchen for an hour.
For me,
those are some trying times, but it makes you mentally stronger, so that's why I'll do things like this every once in a while. This one really shouldn't be that bad if I do it the right way, but it's just like I say, sometimes I get to where I'm restricting my calories. So then Sunday was my cheat day, and I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and let myself have my cheat day. I did cardio on Sunday, though, because I do cardio 3 days on, 1 day off, if you don't know how that works. If you guys want to...
Do you know, like, I just thought about this... But do you know, like, if you have a grandmother who's still alive, who you haven't kicked in the kidney until they give up the goat, old people, like, really old people who are, like, in nursing homes, who do nothing, talk like this. They tell you like the minute details of their day. And by the way, some of the old people's minute details match exactly what he's saying. He literally just goes, I get a boneless, skinless chicken breast. I blanch it in saltless water. And Carla's salsa really gets me through the day. On Sundays, my grandson visits. So that's my Sundays. Mondays, we have canasta and bingo at night. Bingo nights, there's pudding. Like, this is how old people talk. They tell you, like, their schedule. It's whether when you're younger, like you still like have hobbies and can drive. The minute you can't drive anymore, it's like my son comes in on Wednesdays and chews my food for the weekend. He brings in pigeon droppings from my yard so I can feel like I still know the birds. On Thursdays, I shit myself before noon just so a nurse that I am attracted to sexually has to wipe around my nether regions and clean the soil from out between my cracks. How many subscribers do you need on YouTube before they let you use punctuation in your uploads? By the way, YouTube contacted me this week. And they let you. And by the way, Earl Skakel, you stop texting me until you get the balls enough to come into a chat room and do it live. Like that Fox News man. Get the fuck out of here. I can't believe a grown man who's older than me. Earl Skakel might be the same age as Ty. What are you, 603? Stop high. Get out of town. What are you all still clinging to Ty for? Get real. By the way, go be with him. What if I tell you, you're so concerned about everyone's feelings. I get really, really triggered and upset when you watch this program, Earl Skakel. Get out of town. You're hurting me. It's time to break it off. I don't care how big of a guys, just kidding. But Earl Skakel is being a little bit of a lady time gal. I'm higher than most people should be allowed to be. That's how you get old. Yeah, I'm just telling you, like when you start running through your day, on Sundays I do cardio, and then it's like, what are you talking? Like, this isn't a podcast. By the way, I'm aware this one isn't either. Lately.
To follow along and see how my body's looking, I got my actual Instagram back, which is official Thai Rivera. At official Thai Rivera is my actual Instagram. If you could all follow me on that, that would be absolutely peachy. Drop me a message. Just put hashtag unbothered or say something from the episode to let me know that you actually saw this and that's why you decided to follow. But anyway, I've really been leaning on Carla's homemade salsa. I cannot express enough.
It's weird to lean on salsa. It's, gelatinous at best. What do you freeze it? Imagine salsa really getting you through the... every time I send a Hallmark card from now on, I'm going to scoop salsa into the envelope. You'll smell it coming.
Salsa is. I know a lot of you have tried it and you've...
I'm just kidding. I like Earl Skakel, but he's being very, you're allowed to listen to... Look, I'm sorry to blow this all up. You got to get over this. That's insane to bend to a man's will. Ty saw me in your chat room and he's real upset. That's insane. Stop it. Knock it off. I won't be a part of it. And by the way, if you want to hide and watch the show quietly, that's one thing. If you want to text me during it and, interrupt, make my phone buzz, that's rude. That's rude. Get in the chat room like everybody else, adult. This guy was in roast battle, and he's got an alias to not piss off Thai Rivera. Okay. You're not afraid to go after Jimmy Carr, but Thai Rivera has you using a fucking pen name? Oh, God. Imagine that. Just run that through your head and go, oh, yeah, and then delete that account. We're all melting. Patrick melting.
And then I decided to slow down a little bit because I felt like I was giving Carla a little bit too much because, she does it for fun and stuff. It's not like she's doing...
Somebody said gelatinous at best should be your MySpace headline. I find that very rude. Sean McCann, I'm leaning my phone against a jar of salsa to watch this podcast. Oh, God. Don't worry, Earl. We'll edit all this out. I feel bad because I don't mean to go after her, but it's like, that's insane. Gelatinous at best was my backup drag name. I like that.
Doing it for her full-time
Good.
job. So when you're doing something for fun...
Is the connection bad or is it okay now?
For a minute there, you guys were really coming through on getting the Carla salsa. And I would say let's go back to that. If you guys can...
Oh, my God. Did you hear what he just said?
If you're watching...
For a while, you guys were really ordering Carla salsa. So, again, the 16 Mexican moms from Tucson to El Paso ordered a jar of salsa or two, tried this salsa, and went, oh, yeah, we're Mexican. We can make salsa. And then, didn't order another jar. And he just said, it's weird. The order numbers were good, and now they're not. So could we get back to that? It's like, you don't have listeners. No one's watching it. You struggle after weeks and weeks and weeks to get 200 views. It's not happening. So I don't, that's weird to be like, I wonder why we're not moving more salsa. I wonder. Maybe you should pour some on your hand to heal the cuts. Pico de Gala, how would you say that? Pico de Gay. Come on. Gelatinous at best. Yeah.
This on Instagram, or if you're on Facebook, I'll put it on my page so it's fresh and new on the page.
Oh, get it on the
I'll also put
page.
it in the description below. That's Facebook and YouTube. I'll put it in the description. Carla's homemade salsa is so good. If you're more of a I like super spicy person, go for the green. If you like a little more on the mild side, then go for the red. But remember, Carla is actually Mexican. So it's going to be real salsa. It's really good. It's spicy. It's got the kick you.
It's like a photo of this in front of like an old 70s curtain. Somebody order a jar of this salsa. I want the red and the green. I got a P.O. box. Now, look, you can't have it shipped directly to my P.O. box. It'll tip them off. So you got to order this salsa to your house. This is for a special scammer. Order this to your house and then send it into our P.O. box. Again, the address is on our website. We got to get a card for that. Send it in, and we'll do a live testing right here on the show. I'll get some comics in here. We'll do a blind taste test. Carla's right next to Pace Picante. Right next to Doritos, and you tell me which one's better. Now, look, I hope we don't get sick. This doesn't feel like a real business. Is there a business license in Nevada for Carla's handmade, whole-made salsa? I don't know. Look. It's cute when a kid sets up a lemonade stand, but if people get ill because you're hand washing pots in the sink where you make your family meals in your house, it's not a commercial kitchen. It's not, feels weird. It's also definitely not made in New York City. Globe in the back to help him find towns he can still do comedy in. Yeah, I mean, the prediction from people I've heard seems to be he's going to be going to Austin. He's trying to figure out how to make the move to Austin. Now, remember, we've got feet on the ground there. Our good buddy Matt Markman just moved to Austin. He's plugging into the scene there. So we'll have eyes on the ground locally if he's out and about trying to make waves in the scene. Tim Dillon will probably not be as receptive as he thinks he will. And I can guarantee people like Red Band and the like will devour any attempt this guy tries to make at joining their little club and haranguing comics within their, guild, so to speak. He's a pang dang. He's trying to get people canceled left and right. He's panicking. He's a rabbit in a corner, just trying to hop his way out. Clubs are disappearing left and right. Poof, poof, poof. What will he do? I don't know. It's gonna be fun to see how it ends. But I'd hate to be there when the laughter stops.
If you like that kick.
Like the name of this show is Happy. It's like, who are you trying to convince anymore? What is this about? You realize he's Carla, right? You realize he's Carla, right? Yeah, of course.
Carla's homemade salsa. I cannot recommend it enough. I really can't. And it even makes, because what I do with my boneless, skinless chicken is I air fry it. So
Imagine like thinking that you need to tell people your recipe for boneless, skinless chicken. First of all, no one eats, Oh, wait, hold on. I eat boneless, skinless chicken. The point is, we all know how to make that. Okay? We get it. You're a basic bitch who pours salsa on chicken. Like, guess what? That's called a poor person's casserole. It's not a new invention. Holy shit, you poured salsa on chicken? You've invented the what is that one with the crunch wrap, the the Taco Bell, what is it called? The one that the Gordita, not the Gord, is it the Gordita? The Gordita. You've invented the salsa? Forrest in the chat says he has a better chance in Fort Collins. Where's that, Colorado? But he might have already burned that to the ground. Haven't seen him in that area in a while. Huh? Or Ty will make salsa full time and finally, true to his word, quit comedy. I love, my favorite part of all that is that he plays dumb when people call him out. Like, remember how he literally talked about starting a Patreon for like 6 months and then stopped talking about it for 3 months, and somebody was like, hey, what about that Patreon? And he's like, why would I even do a Patreon? I don't even know what would be on it. Meanwhile, one of the last shows he did was him bragging about how much content he'd made for his Patreon. So which is it? You don't know what you would even put on it, or you've made so much content and it's going to launch awesome? Like, it's just like, it hurts. Not since Adam Dominguez have I heard so many promised projects never arise. JK, that's a roast. You've been roasted. Okay? No shade. Sorry to pack a bong. We don't want to start any new stuff. Let's see. Or Ty will make salsa full time and finally, true to his word, quit comedy. His podcast has the enthusiasm of someone ordering off a McDonald's menu. Am I right, Sean? Every time. Bar show. He's got enough connections to bring out of town. He's got enough connections to bring in out of towners and put on a decent show. Get some goodwill in the scene. He doesn't have enough connections to bring in out of towners for a show. He pulled every string he knew how to pull to flop at a fucking off-strip casino / beer hall. What are you talking about? He can't. You think anyone's coming in again? Guys, this time we're doing it bigger and better than ever. Come help me again for free. No one's coming. He's burning up every bridge, every piece of goodwill. Every favor has been called in. It's not good, man. What are you talking about? He's got a lot of connections. He doesn't. All his people he ever talks about and mentions and has on his podcast are open micers. Okay? No matter how fucking much of a smoke show they are. Am I right, Claire? Sorry, I had something in my goat.
Air fry it, and that takes about 25 minutes. I get it to the 165 because I'm afraid of chicken, and that's any kind of chicken I eat. I'm always worried about undercooking it. So I have a meat thermometer. If you don't have a meat thermometer, get one. They're cheap. I think
I got a meat thermometer.
$10 for mine.
It's called my dick.
Smoke weed every day.
It really is, like, because I used to cook everything till it was dry, just because when it came to chicken, you know, with beef, I like rare to medium rare. Medium rare sometimes is where I end up because I'm not the most responsible griller. I gotta admit it, I'm not the most responsible. You gotta take responsibility for what. And
did he just say I was packing a cone? Sorry, that's what the Aussies call it. Did he just say he eats his chicken medium to medium well? That is not approved by the CDC. That is fucking crazy, dude. What? That's fucking nuts. Usually I get it medium to medium well. Ugh. Throw it out. Lock her up.
Who you are. And I am not always the most responsible griller. So it is what it is. And so
let me tell you something. I got a pellet grill, like a full-on gay man last week. I had to rent a U-Haul to go pick this thing up from Lowe's. This thing's awesome. It's like $600, but it's great. I made chicken breasts on it, and it has a sear plate, so I can sear and smoke. And then I got pork butt in there on Saturday, and did like a 7-hour smoke on a pork butt, and it's fucking amazing. But now I got like 9 pounds of pork. If anybody wants some pork sandwiches, hit me up. Carla's Pork. It's just jars of pork. Patrick's Pork. It's just jars of pre-cooked pork. I shove it in. If you want spicy, I piss in it, swirl it around, ferment it. If you don't like spicy, you'll have to ignore the bark. Okay? What if he's a genius and this is a 5-year performance piece? We're dumb donkeys. No. You can technically eat rare chicken, but not the stuff you buy at a grocery store. You need to really know where it comes from. Well, okay, this is coming from Moody, who again lives in a country where they think you can also fuck sheep if you really know where they come from. Okay, without a condom. Sear meat every day. Yeah. I only eat uncommon poultry. I don't know what any of that means, but I do have a shitload of pork. It's so good. I've been making like sandwiches on garlic bread with it. I've been eating so much. I weighed myself the other day and I'm losing weight. I don't know what's happening. I think I'm at the dog park a lot. I'm just living it. I'm crushing it. I'm happy, you know, because for me, just kidding. But I'm having a great time. I love that thing. It's effortless. You say it's not real smoking. Eat my asshole. It tastes great. It's got a smoke ring. It's set it and forget it. Rip Ron Popeil. And you can all eat my whole asshole.
It's rare like I like it, and sometimes it's medium rare. But either way, I like what I make pretty much every time I make it, except for boneless, skinless chicken. So what I do with the boneless, skinless chicken to make it at least somewhat palatable is I'll go ahead and air fry it for 25 minutes. I get it to 165, and then I put 2 quarters of a cup of Greek yogurt, non-fat Greek yogurt. So that gives it the sour, creamy taste. And then I go ahead and put 3 tablespoons of Carla's homemade salsa. And today I decided to really spice it up by doing 2 of the green and 1 of the red.
To get this podcast, I just record 54 minutes of regret.
As good as boneless, skinless chicken can be. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Boneless, skinless chicken is just what it is. I'm not going to act like, oh, I love it and it's always great and I just can't get enough.
Boneless, skinless chicken is probably half of what I eat. There's a million ways to make it amazing, and I don't know what he's talking about. He's always bitching about it. None of us care. Can you imagine if I came on here and I was like, guys, I made a chicken breast the other day. Sit back. You guys ever heard of Old Bay?
So that's right now having a problem. And I live in an apartment building. And Cox has a very whoever smelt it, dealt it policy when it comes to problems with the internet.
Your apartment has a whoever smelt it, dealt it policy. It's a loft with just farts up in the rafters. every morning you and Bijou crawl downstairs on your elbows and do drills?
And I know he's going to have a real problem with this. And I know if I'm having problems in my unit, he's having problems in his unit. And so I would be willing to bet he's going to call and complain. So I'll let him absorb the cost on that one. Maybe I'll pick up another one. Who knows? Maybe a bunch of money will drop in my lap at one point and I'll still be living here. And I'll be like, internet for everybody. It's on me. Who knows where I'm going to be? But the point of all this is Carla's homemade salsa. You need to pick up some Carla's homemade.
So he's already talking about moving.
To get your Carla's homemade salsa off Etsy is going to be down below in the description box. I absolutely love it.
Talking about changing apartments, moving, weird stuff.
Video. You like how I tied all that into, and it didn't even tie in. I swear. I get more ridiculous every day. But I was going to do a video about Britney Spears because Britney Spears just recently put out those topless photos where she was squeezing her boobs together and then she put little stars over her nipples. I hate the word nipples. If you know anything about me, if you know me in real life, you know I hate the word nipples. Not only do I hate the word nipples, I hate nips. I hate nips even more than I hate nipples. I just hate the word. But she was covering her nipples. Let me be an adult about this. And what happened was some people were like, this chick is obviously still crazy. Because, she's going through that whole
If you
thing
have to constantly, let me just if you find yourself constantly going, for me, what happened was, it's like, you're not a good storyteller. Having to say what happened was all the time, instead of just being able to say what happened, is insane.
Looking crazy when we're trying to tell the courts that you're not crazy. I mean, we're trying to help you out. Don't get in the way, Brittany. I would imagine this is the way a lot of my friends feel about me when the whole world is saying I'm crazy.
Somebody's saying they watched this already. Not a lot of tea. Well, there's never any tea. It's the same shit rehashed over and over and over. But now he's calling out anyone who books tricks on a show. He's doubling down with this whole narrative of I called out tricks and no one in the community cares. I proved he's a joke thief and no one in the community cares. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Again, what joke did Trick steal from you? And he's like, I don't know what to do anymore. But I'd like to stop covering it and start having regular fun podcasts again. Jay Hollingsworth manages to do it every week. Him and 3 of his buddies get together and just act like none of this is going on out in the world. They'll be like, isn't it crazy? Hooters has a new wing. And I'd love to get back to that. Just fun stuff.
Very happy place, though. I am really enjoying just taking life at my pace.
Remember how I just said
coming up that's going to make it so I'm going to have to really buckle down and work more in the stand-up way as far as working on stuff, but it's for some stuff that's pretty big. I'm still figuring out the dates for the album recordings. It looks like it won't release till 2022 anyway.
Plural. Album recordings.
I want to get things moving as soon as they can so it can all roll out around the same time.
So, prediction, he's in an effort to prove that he's doing stuff. He's going to rush and really try hard to put out an album. It will be half-assed and garbage, and it'll be put out. It's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, right? It's gonna be like his digital streaming special that he just did. It's like, oh, and he's gonna be like, I did it, everybody, killed it. I don't have anything against PC Manny. Those are your words, not mine.
I do in a lot of cases, and sometimes people will be worried, are you going to make it? They'll be hitting me up, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm basically right out front. I'm parking right now. How much time do I have? And then they'll be like 10 minutes, and I'll be like, girl, why are you bugging me? But I don't say that. I'm just like, okay, well, I'll definitely.
So he's mad when bookers message him 10 minutes before he's supposed to be on stage asking where he is.
Have an iPhone. If they have an Android, they're probably not going to pay me anyway, so I don't really care what they think. I shouldn't be that way with Android users. Technically, they're smarter people. Technically, Android is better technology than the iPhone. The iPhone is just better marketing and also more user friendly. It's like Apple in general is like Fisher Price of everything. A baby can use it. So that's why everybody, especially artists, because a lot of us aren't hardwired, no pun intended, to really be technologically savvy. So they, that's why they refer to Apple products as being for artists. So
everything that guy just says is bullshit.
But, like I said, I'm good at getting everything done the way that I'm supposed to. So even though I'm not looking forward to having to jump back into work mode, I know I can do it at my pace. And that's
It's so funny how he's like every other show, he's alternating energy. He's like, last show, he was like, shit's been so busy. It's so crazy. The show before that, he's like, I haven't really had a need to go out. I don't really want to go out. And then he went into last show like, shit's been so busy and crazy. Remember, he picked up a show because he had nothing going on. Oh, it's crazy. We went to an open mic at Kava Cafe. That's flyer looked like it was designed in one cell of Excel. That's how busy he was. And now he's like, I'll be looking forward to ramming back up and getting into comedy. It's like, but last week you said you were slammed. Like, this guy waffles more than the government about masks. It's a good one, right?
In preparation for, because it makes no sense to call yourself Zen, and I don't call myself Zen. I'm still Thai, but I
not
don't,
even you
like,
call yourself. Am I right?
Super, there's a lot of flaws going on. The other day, I got annoyed because of the way a girl walked. And all she was doing was walking. This woman had literally done nothing to me and Bijou. We're just out for walkie-walkie. It's 2 a.m. and she had sort of a hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Do you feel his vibe right now? He either knows something, got a flirty text, or is plotting hard. Oh, shit.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan walk. That's the only way I can describe it. If you guys aren't familiar with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, then check it out. Check him out on Google, YouTube.
Come on, man.
YouTube now. So after you're through watching this video, search Hacksaw Jim Duggan and see him. Or maybe it's more like the bushwhackers that he would walk like. You guys remember the bushwhacker that she was like doing that? And so it was getting on my nerves and I couldn't. And
this
also
is
at the
going
same time,
great.
like, why do you care about the way other people walk? The other thing that really gets on my nerves is people at the gym that slam their weights, especially if I'm doing hanging leg raises and we're on the machine. Because if you're familiar with the way that the machinery works at a lot of places where you're going to do hanging leg raises, I don't like the look of it. Particular piece of equipment at the gym. It's usually got the two cables.
Thai school.
Sometimes it'll be 4 cables because there'll be 2 coming from
Thai
the floor,
school.
2 from the top right there, and then there will be on the same machine.
Oh God! Never.
Just
I swear to God.
Of the
I don't care how successful I ever am in life. Never make me want to be like so much that I ever feel the need to be like
Thai school.
So those will usually all be connected, and people will put so much weight.
I
on
mean,
there, and then when I'm doing
I can't imagine even. By the way, that was after an awful weekend with him.
The stacked weights that you put the.
Why are you lying? Why? For what?
That causes the slight amount of movement in the bar that I'm hanging from. And it doesn't affect my exercise, so I really need to get over that. It is my thing to get over, and I will figure it out.
What is he babbling about?
At the same time, I will acknowledge that at this point in time, it really does get on my nerves, and that's something I need to get over.
Skip.
But how's that really going to help me? Because am I going to get everybody at the gym to stop slamming the weights?
Oh my God,
I have
he's
been
7 minutes
ableist
about
before,
slamming weight.
Deny that. I've been called an ableist because one time there was a comic, and I don't know why I'm sweating. Well, I know why I'm sweating because it's hot in here, and I'm going to go do something about that.
Right, well, you have a wood panel apartment, so.
Whew, it was hotter than two fags fucking in here. That's the best way I can describe it. Jesus Christ, it was hot. It doesn't matter. Who cares about anything right now? I just had dinner with my friend Nick Guerra. Nick Guerra is apparently in town right now performing at the Comedy Cellar at the Rio, which I have.
Isn't Nick Guerra one of the comics he fucked over once, though? So I don't know if I believe that. Isn't there's supposed to be a story about Nick Guerra winning wasn't this the one he won a contest and had to drive Ty back with a giant check in his car? And Ty was just a piece of shit the whole ride.
Been to that club yet, but I need to go check it out at some point. But Nick Guerra is in town, which if you're not familiar with Nick Guerra, he did one of the old episodes of Unbothered back when
We were friends.
doing audio, and I was doing it from my apartment in LA, the original Casa de Bijou. And
look at that.
Nick Guerra is one of the people that I like to talk to the most because he is a really strong comic and he's really good at writing jokes, and he's also.
Did you see that big sigh while he thought about their relationship?
I hate when people report 10-year mark. And he's also Latino, obviously. And when I talked to him, I liked that episode so much because we actually talked about being Latino in stand-up and in the show, like, you know, in the show business, in the entertainment industry. And so
he thinks he's in the industry.
I'll go ahead and I think I have a link to, I think I did post it on my YouTube.
Come on, man.
I'm going to put a link up here. And so you can check that out when you get a chance or listen to it. It's one of the audio only, but it is uploaded to YouTube. And I really enjoyed that conversation that we had. And who knows, maybe we'll do another Unbothered and talk about the way that we feel about being Latinos in the industry now. And then I'll measure that up to what we felt at the time. I don't get the feeling that a lot has changed in our feelings because we talked a bit about how, you know, like, in a lot of cases, I've tried to stay away from the Latino comedy scene, even though I get along with a lot of the Latino comics. And it's because a lot of times when you're...
Oh, Alex Ansel says Ty asked him for the booking email for the Cellar because I took photos there a couple of times. Esty would fucking hate you, you piece of shit. Oh, God.
Famous Latino comic. And so since people buy into that thinking, then they'll all be kind of backstabby and backbiting. And mind you, there are Latino comics that aren't like that. But the Latino comedy scene tends to be like that. So I kind of stay away from it quite a bit. And so does Nick. And also, you don't want to get pigeonholed and be a Latino comic, which is one of the things that's frustrating.
Yeah, God forbid.
Is that a lot of times they will want to put you.
Nobody wants to just be labeled and shoehorned into one particular thing, like being the best LGBT
in the world.
On neither of those am I stereotypical. So the industry.
Oh my God.
If you're not willing to play your role. And if you're a person like me and you feel like, well, maybe that's not the role.
Do you hear this idiot? He's like, so if you not keep it fresh, the industry will get tired of you, as if he knows what the industry wants. Yeah. This is like a guy who's whipping up Chex Mix for a crowd that's screaming, "We're really thirsty."
Role that I'm the most comfortable in. Maybe that's not what I want to do with myself when it comes to this industry.
This is going great.
At that point, you have to decide whether or not you're just going to bend. And there are a lot of people that bend. You know, there are a lot of people. It's one of the things that
I imagine you found half of them.
when you were talking to other Latino comics. Like you just
Latino.
Like, yeah,
He only turns
this
Latino
person
on that
pretends to
word.
live this life
It's like when I'm talking to other
this is the way my
Latino
parents are.
comics.
And you talk to them afterwards, and they're nothing like that. And their parents are.
Did you notice that?
And
He's
they'll
like,
even
he's
put
like.
accents.
So, like, for me, like, when I'm talking to other Latino comics, I just find that it's hard to talk about Latino things. I love that.
And you're like,
Psychopath, though. It's real psychopath stuff.
I mean, like, I put a little bit of an accent the few times that I do my mom, but it's because I can actually hear it, you know?
Somebody said, imagine Ty not wanting to be part of a scene because it has too much
I
drama.
don't try to ham it up at all. I try to just capture the essence of it, if that makes
I don't know who
sense.
Kyle
It's
is,
rare
but
that I
CF's trying to
do
burn him.
my
CF,
mom's
you're the
voice, but
biggest
every
joke
once
in our
a while,
chat. Get
I'll do
lost.
a joke where I'll have to talk about my mom being the way that she is, because you know she's been such a big
I don't know,
part of my
maybe
life.
because you
She's my
wrapped
mother,
her
and I
van, you
shouldn't make it seem
psychopath.
That's just a given, because there are a lot of people that don't have relationships with their parents like I do with mine. But you know, when I talk about my parents, I do put a slight bit of an accent, but I try not to overdo it at all because I don't want to be untrue to what it is they are.
You're a big fat phony!
I feel like that would make it lose a lot of what's actually good about my relationship with them, or the way that I see them, or I don't know. I'm sure you guys can get what it is I'm saying.
All these big
There's
gulps.
a lot going on right now.
He
on
tells
the internet,
stories
you
and
know. One of the reasons
realizations
that
and just
I
big
was
gulps.
Not on Instagram for a week there, or I thought my account was going to be
He got
suspended.
banned from
And
Instagram.
it technically wasn't within my control, so it was suspended for a little while there. And that was because there's this guy that's just made it his entire mission to expose gay for pay models on Instagram and TikTok. He's doing a service for the gay community, and I really don't think he is. And I called him out because he was mentioning that, you know, there's these cisgender straight white men that are pretending to be gay and whatever. And I just felt like you're a cisgender gay man that happens to be white. So I don't really know why you is it gay? Is it gay? I don't know. Is it gay? Is it gay? Is it gay? I don't know. If you know anything about the history of the gay pride movement, or the gay rights movement, or LGBT history.
Did you guys know he was gay?
That Sylvia Rivera and more
High school.
importantly, the real central character was porn that features black love. How did you come up with this? And I'm hearing all this, and they're not realizing they've got a gay man. Sorry, Renee.
I want to see the scratches on his hand.
You know what we are. All the things that a parent has to think about in a
His best friend Renee back east, he says, his friend Renee, she keeps joining the overdose to see what we're saying about Ty on the overdose. The overdose, you know, is our premium content section. Head on over to nobodylikesonions.com/overdose. Join with code FREEDOM at checkout today. Save 20%. Support the show. We make our dollars by Megan Yohala. I don't know what that means. The point is, support the show. Give us love. Super thanks. YouTube told me all my videos now eligible for something called super thanks, which I think is like a super chat, but you can do it after, like when you leave a comment, you can donate money, and then your comment will get highlighted for everybody to see. So please give me dollars. It does drive Ty insane to send me dollars. Support the show. This is before the fight. Yeah. This was all before the fight happened. We're still in post-fight stuff. We're waiting on that to play out. So we can't really say too much because we don't know too much. We know Ty scratched his hand and he's pressing charges. You know. So if that gets to be the new precedent, there'll be a lot of cats in jail. It's just what people are saying.
You're a phony! Hey, everybody!
This guy's a great big phony.
Regular day. You know, they got their kids in school. They got to go take them to soccer practice, or if they're in any extracurricular or after school type activities, they have to handle that. Then they have their regular work stuff. And yeah, I've worked in the past, so I guess that took up some of my time. But I always feel like I've had plenty of time to think about me, except for there was one point. Well, there was a span of years there where that wouldn't be true. Maybe that's why
Remember, he edits every episode, so he left all this in on purpose. Like, this is just a man who's realizing he's turning 58 and doesn't know what he's got. He has nothing to his name, can't afford anything, lives in a loft, a no-bedroom apartment. Can you imagine? At 58 years old. And you just turn on your camera every day and realize that you're a sham. More and more people turn on you. More and more places that you work won't hire you. And he nearly bled out. It's a damn shame. Yeah. Gooch should never be free another day in his life.
Or I'd fly out on Thursday. And then
you see him gulping as he in the weird cuts.
Fly in, get in Monday evening, and then
what's he cutting out? These weird gulps.
Tuesday, I had to make sure that I did laundry, because then Wednesday was my only day to kind of be to myself or have a little bit of peace, and then Thursday we'd fly out again. And so sometimes it felt like I was just unloading my clothes and then putting more clothes in.
So remember, a minute ago, he was like, I can't wait to ramp up and do comedy again. Now he's like, I've been too busy and haven't had a minute. It's like, which is it, you manic fairy? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's always one of two extremes, and I guarantee you he never is any of that. I can't wait to watch this little firefly twit around a room with new eyes. You know, I haven't seen this guy in 1.5 years in person. And I can't wait to watch him just fly around a room, buzz around a room. Because he talks about it all the time. I was at this place just hugging all my friends. I can't wait. Everybody I see you hug, I'm going to walk up to and go, "Are you hugging that guy?" They're like, I don't even know him. He just came up and hugged me, and it's rude to not hug. I'm always out just hugging friends. Okay. Weird flex, but all right. I know when I recount my night, the first thing I always talk about is how I hugged or shook hands with all my friends. I was out with all my friends, and then I shook hands and hugged all my friends, just walking around talking to all my friends. What a night with the friends. Friends. You know, this feels like that episode of Silicon Valley where Dinesh is just trying to prove he has friends. You've seen it.
And then having to take off again. And so with that being the way that my life was working at that time, there was
you know that he can never look at the camera
because we were having to
because he's like really reflecting in his life. He's like a man laying down stories. This is like his autobiography.
Literally crying as I was packing my stuff because I was so tired of just traveling, you know?
He cried from travel.
I had my little
Let's hear it again. He cried from traveling. He cried from learning to use MailChimp. He's really happy right now, you guys. Hence the name of the episode. Happy.
Little Snoopy Doopy. I know that's part of why I love her. I mean, like, she's very lovable, even though she's got her toys thrown all over the floor again. Which I don't know why. She doesn't even play with all those toys, but she throws them everywhere. And I do like when she pulls her bed, because she'll pull her bed from where I have it to like the middle of the floor and shake it up a little bit with her head and stuff like that. But it was before I had my little Snoopy.
Oh, dog behaviors?
Doopy. And one of the reasons that I was saying that I love her so much is
one of the reasons I love my dog so much. She does this thing where I don't know if your dog does this. When she'll have like a scratch or something, she'll take one of her legs and she'll like She'll like do this kind of a thing. Oh my God. I don't even really know what you would call it. My dog does this thing where like when a stranger comes to the door and is like really loud and knocks a lot, she does this thing with her mouth, almost some kind of a vocalization where she woof, 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 woof. You know, that kind of a noise. You ever seen a dog like that? It's crazy. MailChimp is an extremely emotional male client. To be fair, that is true, Kyle. Sean McCann, $10. He said, I would have paid $20 if Ty was in studio. That feels amazing and feels like a real win. So thank you very much. That means a lot coming from
because
Sean.
She does ground me a lot. You know, she does provide me with like.
Sean will be invited to my pulled pork barbecue.
That's why I always refer to my other apartment as being Casa de Bijou, and I always refer to this as Bijou's house or Bijou's apartment. You know, like when we're out, I'll be like, "You want to go to Bijou's house? You want to go back to Bijou's house?" And then she'll get happy, and we'll come back to Bijou's house. But
these are like just dog things.
Do. She makes my place a home. You know, she turns it from just being.
I mean, how down is this dude? He's trying to convince us he's happy while he like.
So I had nothing to
At
ground
least
me.
my dog has a house.
Pablo.
Oh man, thanks.
Pablo is a fighting fish.
$11. I would have paid $22 if Sean wasn't in the chat.
Beta.
Fucking shots fired right there.
Who I got him from.
Oh, no.
But I got Pablo, and then one day he just disintegrated on me. No lie. He completely disintegrated on me. And I used to have these
write these down, Ty.
timed feeders, you know. Have you guys
like who amongst you can step up to the plate and tell me with a serious face that this guy can craft a joke? How many stories have we heard him tell now? How many? Does he seem like he's good at... By the way, he had an opportunity to edit these down. Sorry, that lighter is off brand. We only do green around here. He had an opportunity to edit these down. We'll fix that in post. And that. He could have fixed all this. Tightened it up. He thinks he did. It's got clips and cuts all throughout it. Tell me he can craft a joke. Tell me. We've heard him tell a million stories. We've heard 2 hours of his stand-up. Who's left to tell me what a great comic he is? Not even Earl Skakel's buzzing anymore. He hates me now. He's never going to talk to me again. Dude, you ruined my secret relationship with Ty. I'll be there when he fucking hates you. Don't worry about it. You take your time. It takes everybody their own time, their own journey to find out. Roast of America is good. Told you that before. What are you talking about, you psychopath?
Ever seen those? They're like, they're little... not cylinder shaped, but it's sort of like, I don't know what you call the round triangle or whatever, but they're supposed to distribute the perfect amount of food for your fish daily. You know, it just dissolves the way it's supposed to, I guess, with the water.
For a jar of homemade pork.
So you buy them.
$13.69 from Mr. Alex Ansel. Oh shit!
Gone. 100% just disintegrated. I don't even know how it happened. It was the most odd thing in the world. I had to call my roommate in at the time.
I want more than the only people donating money to me is comics. This is weird as fuck.
I was paying attention to your fish.
You know, Ty used that in his complaint to YouTube. Like, he's making money off me.
And he had like an appropriate tank.
Who do you think took Earl's headshots? Oh God.
We couldn't find him.
Head
like, you know, after after we got high. That's what it was. 'Cause, you know,
When
it
that
was
dog
just like,
dies, he will be
but
at the
fish obviously
mall
isn't in there.
biting
It
children's
really
faces.
looked, and it was just his spine that was left. That's all, just his little spine. So I don't know what happened to Pablo. And he was a fish, so it's not like we had a super close relationship. I had him for a while though, so I did feel something.
Just talking about
but
a
it just
fish
wasn't
and a
in-
time he felt something.
No. Like I tell you, also an Aquarius, like me, go for like the grandma look, you know? Maybe I'll. What do you guys think of that? All right, let me be serious for a minute. But yeah, it's fucking lovely. She did this herself. She does.
A minute ago he was sweating. Now he's just wiping this cloth. You know.
Of course, having fun with it or whatever, but it really is beautiful.
This is the only thing he brought. The coyote would let him bring over from his motherland.
And it just happens to match my mic, but that's neither here. But yeah. So, Jill Chrissy, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. You are my friend, and you know it. Because when people are my friends, they know they're my friends. People that I love know that I love them. And so, yes, I do love Jill Chrissy. I'm not sure if she's just doing these for fun or if she sells
CF,
them
look,
as well,
I appreciate that you
if she
like Ty
sells
and think
them
that he's
anybody
funny, and
wants
you're
them,
allowed to think that he's funny. That's great.
I'll get information from you.
But
and
with
you guys
all
can
due
figure out
respect-
how to get a hold of her, I'll give you guys her Facebook or whatever. But yeah, so I know that sometimes. Well, no, I don't wish things were any different than the way.
Jesus
if I wish
Christ.
that things were different, then I would make
This
them
show should be called
Things are
Unthought
exactly where I
Through.
need them to be right now, and I appreciate you guys watching. And I know that sometimes I've had people that maybe watch my podcast
Unconsidered.
for the wrong reasons, and I'm not referring to anybody that doesn't like me or whatever, because this is something I've heard from people that are like
Roast of America was
friends
the
of mine,
start of the
where
end
they're
for
just like, I
Ty.
almost wish you would get mad at somebody just so it could be like.
No, the
an
minute
exciting
everybody
episode
else
or
had a
whatever.
gay friend,
But
we
if
were
you
like,
don't-
oh, okay, you're going to be normal and gay. And
If you
then
don't like what
Ty's
I'm doing
clown
now, then
act
you don't
became
like the real
trite.
me, because right now I'm probably
He doesn't know how to
the
be
most
anything.
happy I've been in a long time. You know, I've been doing everything the way that I'm supposed to do it, as far as the goals that I want to accomplish, and I really like where things are at with my life right now.
What does that
so
mean?
I don't know how anybody could watch this episode and claim to like me or love me, and then feel like.
Because you changed your mind on the fly 17 times, took 19 gulps, and talked about the time you had a fish so you can feel.
I don't
That's why, probably.
wish anything else on me, and maybe you should consider whether or not you really are my friend, or you just like some of the notoriety.
Oh, he's pushing more people away. This was before he got blasted, too.
When it comes to wishing that things were different, there was a point today where I just had a quick second where I thought to myself, you know, I wish I was in a relationship right now. And then I thought,
Yeah, of
no.
course you do. Anything to take your mind off the reality. That you're in this alone, your world is crumbling. And by the way, let us find out you're in a relationship. We'll get a hold of that man real quick and let him know what you're up to. And we'll put him in touch with your exes, and then we'll be recording it like Joey Greco from Cheaters.
I
Remember that show? That show was dope.
with anybody involved in my business or anything like that. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, you couldn't get a man right now. You're so unattractive. I dare you to get a boyfriend, a boyfriend.
Or sexual or anything like that. It's just about the freedom to be able to drop what it is I'm doing and go, say, out to dinner with a comedian friend, or be willing to answer a phone call.
And if you're in a relationship, you can't just go out with a friend. That's crazy.
Like, you know, when you're in relationships, and I'm sure a lot of you have dealt with this that have been in relationships, no matter what business you're in, but you'll be in a relationship and then the phone will ring or something like that, and it's your work, and the person you're with will be like, you said we weren't going to talk about work, or you said work wasn't going to be a thing.
There's not a narrative here. I'm not saying Ty can't craft a joke. I'm saying how the fuck long ago was that? I just heard 2 hours of him the other day, and there was barely shit in it. I'm sorry. I heard 2 hours of what he's currently doing, calling a comedy special. Now he's talking about recording 2 albums. I'm sorry. I don't hear any jokes. So, with respect, I'm not saying the dude's never written a joke. I'm saying, where are they? Has anyone seen them? Maybe we should put an air tag on all of them so they can be located. Because you know what? The last time we heard about one of his jokes, he was saying it was stolen, and then he couldn't even tell us what it was. So keep going on about how he's great at joke writing. I'd love to hear one day.
Out on an opportunity. But then I have the person that I'm dating that wants me to not answer the phone. And so there were some cases where I would just make them mad and go ahead.
He's trying to convince us how happy he is in this episode. Now he's rehashing an old relationship. He's a sad, sad boy, man. A man boy.
On, if I'm going to be in another relationship, is not giving more of myself.
Now he's telling us like the mistakes he made and what he needs to do next time. It's like, these aren't public thoughts. Look at him.
Because I do like going to the gym, and as superficial as it may sound,
tell me this is a happy man.
I like my body to look, and so when I'm with somebody, and then I
always have that many wrinkles in my brow when I'm happy.
I've got to make them dinner, or I'm expected to be home at a certain time, or I have to wait for them because they're going to be at work, or whatever that stuff is. I need to just, and that also, again, will take me being the person that I want to be, because the person that I want to be will attract the person that's actually meant for me, the person that's life actually works with mine, the person that actually understands that I'm not worried about anybody else right now. I'm
not moving the goalpost. I said what you said. I'm sure he's written jokes. I'm saying he's not doing jokes anymore. He's lazy. And he thinks he's the best. He's spending most of his time going around telling everybody how he's the best and shitting on everyone. Meanwhile, we just heard 2 hours of him, and it's garbage. It's lazy, hack garbage. So again, I'm not saying he's never written a joke. You need to calm down. No goalposts have been moved. He did write a joke. I'm sure he did great on roasts across the world or whatever.
We can get through that. But then we didn't, and I could have had a hell of a time.
Obviously, you're not going to be on a show unless they vet your set and make sure you can do a set.
Anyway, things were, there were a lot of boys trying to talk to me because, I'm so out and it's so different from what they're used to, and I'm so different just in general. And so, but I wasn't taking care of myself the way that I like to. I couldn't go to the gym the way I wanted to. And then I began to feel a bit unsexy.
This is about to end on the saddest note ever. Jesus.
Because I was too busy running around, making dinner, doing dishes, trying to be every woman. And so my point is, for a second earlier today, I wished my life was a little bit different than it was, and I wished I had somebody in it, but that was just for a quick second, and then I reminded myself, there's so many things that you want to do right now. Why don't you not worry about anything else and just be happy with what it is that you have going on and be thankful for your blessings? So that's what I would say is... everybody, be thankful for your blessings and stay unbothered.
So there we have it. The latest Cry Rivera, Unbothered. So then he goes out and gets bitch slapped by Gooch. I don't think he got shoved, I think. Because here's how you can tell when someone didn't get hit. They'll say assaulted. So he got shoved. He got his hand squatched. A little bit of blood. And now he's going to press charges to teach a lesson. Now, look, I don't usually do this. I just saw my phone light up and something come in. I was about to end the stream. So I'm going to look at this because of who it's from. Now, I can't say anything. Yeah, and I also haven't read it. It just caught my eye. Oh no. Oh my Lord. Is this real? Oh, of course, because it's Renee. "14 pages. I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, this will be interesting. I don't want to do anything with this right now because I want to make sure it's real. This is crazy. What we just got will make, us all look stupid. And yeah. Anyway, thank you for that. Good person. Yeah, well, that'll be fun on an upcoming one. I'll just say that. Patrick just became the new host of Stupid Town. I would never do that. I would never take that away. That's Gooch's thing. It's not for me to yell or be the center of attention. And by the way, I don't go around pretending to be the king of the I'm not trying to do any of that. All right, we're gonna get out of here. If you haven't had a chance to join the Overdose, if you like the show, want to support the show, $10 a month. It's nothing to most of you people. You're collecting all this government money. We got people who are comics. They make no money. Comics throwing $10 in the chat room. You can do $10 a month. NobodyLikesOnions.com/overdose. Buy a hat then. Buy a shirt. If you're a comic in the Vegas area and you see me out and about, I have hats. I got a trunk full of them. I give them out to kids. They get in the back seat. They make it even, if you know what I mean. I give out hats. Let me know if you'd like a hat. I want the logo out there. I want Ty to see this at every club he goes to. Just wear my hat. They're not branded. It's just a logo. They don't say any, website on them or anything like that. It's just a nice hat. Because if we can get enough comics wearing them, he'll just see him when he goes, into shows and be like, fuck, one's here. And eventually, his car will break down on a bridge one night in the rain. And he will wish that he was with somebody. And he'll look over in the passenger seat and there won't be anybody there. And then he'll open the door, walk slowly over to the wall of the bridge, look down at the water below 170 feet at the bottom, the massive chasm of time and space between the platform he's on and the tumultuous sea below. He goes to his trunk and gets out the stepladder he takes everywhere to reach things, carries it over in the rain and sets it up next to the wall. Thank God it has rubber feet and tennis balls on the edge, he thinks to himself as he climbs up onto the concrete railing. The rough granules of sand beneath his keds. He looks up at the sky, shakes his fist at the God who has betrayed him. looks down at the sea below, and thinks to himself, "Who books that?"
Your manner is most unbecoming of a gentleman. Would you be high on cigarettes?
I don't know if the comedy hasn't hit them yet. They're full-blown retarded or just high on cigarettes.
A question posed to stupid hoes who don't get it yet. Excuse me, miss. Are you high on cigarettes? I don't know if the comedy hasn't hit them yet. They're full-blown retarded or just high on cigarettes. All the laughter that you decoy if you listen to the show, boy. Patrick melting faces. Have you stacking NLO point? It's the low point, not the reason. The reason is fucking gold. Gonna make the taco pony party be a party of soul. To make you vandalize a van with a pedal sticker so bold. The family probably get arrested before they get down the road. Or stupid motherfuckers just got NL loaned. Other radio shows are straight bitch mail prone. Talk shit.